And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be doing the level 54 Astrologian Quest. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So, again, as you guys have seen with me leveling a huge amount in the expansion, I kept doing my roulettes and dailies and stuff like that, and I'm already 54 Astrologian. So 6 levels to go, and then I'll be Grandmaster of Magic. But anyway, I'm here with Janquinard at the Athenium Astrologicum at 1510 in the Pillars in Ishgard, and let's talk to him. Oh, sorry, my Google Dragon's in the way. So the quest is called Conviction, and we will get Malefic 2. Cool, and then we can do a bit more damage than before. Now, Janquinard appears to have information on your next symposium. So, the Vault went and outdid themselves. The location for our next symposium, the Convictory, a makeshift camp of band-bickering knights. I've spoken at length with Lady Laveva about how we might handle this second inconvenience, so that as to not meet the same fate as we did in Falcon's Nest. I fear the worst, but the lady believes that we may be approaching this all wrong. That we should embrace the situation and use it to our advantage. I believe she is merely accustomed to thin alpine air, and her wits are not in order. Perchance she could make for the camp and see for ourselves. Okay, let's go to the Convictory. So we need to go to Falcon's Nest. Go. Right, and I really would say, for so far in the expansion, in terms of the expansion class stories, I have enjoyed Astrologian the most out of all of them. They are pretty good anyway, all of them, but I really just like the looking at the stars and so on. So far I've done like Scholar and Summoner, Black Mage, White Mage, Warrior and Paladin, and also Dark Knight, but I just, like I said, I just like this one the most, really do. And then we will see as well if how long it takes to finish off the rest of all level 60s. I know some people got level 60 everything done within the first few months of the expansion coming out, but then they just burnt themselves out from the game completely. So, and my 10 years of, or even more than 10 years of MMO experience has taught me not to do that, to make sure that I can keep playing. So, yeah. Anyway, we're almost here at the Convictory. And the reason I don't cut these journeys out is because it's just a chance to talk to you guys. You know I love you all. Anyway, here's Laveva. Camera a bit. So, tread lightly, Mithrie. This is not the work of bandits. Quimperan's hurts were dealt by the convictors. You were assaulted by men sworn to protect us. This is madness. The Vault led the knights to believe that a party of Astrologians would be arriving to aid them in spying the location of the Horde's next attack. They took out their frustration on poor Quimperane when they learned I can foretell the whims of a dragon about as well as I can those of Janquinard. But no, we must not let this discourage us. If words have no weight with these men, then let our magics do the speaking. Kill. So, cast Benefic. Let's cure them, basically. Oh, hang on. Sorry, we need to cast Aspected. So, but you're an Astrologian. You can't heal people. That's not what Astrologians do. I think you're confused. Someone's obviously lying about Astrologians. The pain is gone. How did you... And boom. So my wounds, it's as if they were never there. Wait, who's going to believe that I slew a dragon if I haven't the wounds to show for it? I don't know whether to thank you or slit your throat. Though I suppose I wouldn't be able to either if you hadn't healed me with those queer magics. So this day I see fit to forgive you. Charming. Thanks, in return I won't kill you. Okay. Hit you. Uh-oh. So what is wrong, Laveva? Have you tapped too deeply into your mental reserves? Perhaps you should take a moment of respite. That blood is not the nice. Whoa. The Charlian assassin? Ah, the loyal lapdog. Without you, the state the obvious. Where would your masters be? Pray tell. You again? One might think these markings would betray my identity, but you Eorzeans have a singular capacity to look without seeing. I am amazed you are not constantly wandering into bonfires or off cliffs. I have grown weary of this masquerade, and I am done with entrusting my fate to this realm's blundering mercenaries. My name is Zalai, and I am here to take the Lady Laveva into custody so that she can be transported back to Charlian and tried for her crimes. Taken into custody? And whose authority? For what crimes? You are here without permission of the Forum, performing acts which amount to treason. Your grandfather has already been detained and questioned. And I am giving you the opportunity to turn yourself in and put an end to this farce, once and for all. Do as I say and no one will be harmed, yourself included, Lady Laveva. Well, Lady Laveva, I thought you and your grandfather were dispatched on an official expedition. It seems that Laveva has not told you everything. Did you know that it was her father who was killed nearly 20 summers past? 20 summers past, Janquinard. Your adventurer friend seems already to have put two and two together. Why she didn't tell you earlier, I cannot fathom. What else are they leaving you out of, Janquinard Durandare? Silence. So this is my final warning. When you see me again, you will either give yourself up or you will die by my blade. Think on it, Laveva. I mean, we could just cast Resurrection. So, Mithrie, Lady Laveva wound is deep. I do not believe I can heal it on my own. Lend me your aid. Heal. So we need to do that. That was easy. I would have liked the minigame out of it. Like, Benefit 2, followed by this, followed by this, followed by this. So thank you, my friends. For someone who claims she was hired to bring me back to Charlian, her aim was quite true. Lady Laveva, this Salai claimed that you are not here with the blessing of the Forum. Is this true? Why did you not see fit to mention this? My grandfather knew the Forum would never allow us to come to Ishgard, and that their contemplation over the matter was merely a tactic to stall and discourage us. The stars had spoken to my grandfather, and he was not about to turn deaf ear to them. I kept silent because I did not wish to let petty politicking of men thousands of miles to the north stand in the way of our dream. Our dream to spread the word of Charlian astrology. Ooh, it makes me wonder if we're going to visit Charlian in later or some maybe expansion or something. And such was my father's dream until he was killed for it by close-minded peasants. But Ruther never once spoke ill of those who wished to enlighten, even at his end. How do you know my father's name? Your father and I became close friends when I was in Charlian. When it was my time to return, he asked if he could accompany me, saying that he wished to try and convince those who once believed in the star's power to look at the skies once again. And we did for several moons. My countrymen were deeply skeptical and slow to warm to the idea of heathen magics. Some were even rude, but he never gave up on them, right up until he was I was there during your father's last moments. I heard a commotion come from his room late one night and went in to check, only to find him bleeding and slumped over his diary, which he was writing when he was attacked. With his last strength, he handed me the diary and asked that I do not blame my people and I continue our work. I believe this belongs to you now. I do not know if I can forgive those who killed my father. I do not expect you to forgive us yet, but knowing that he did, even at the moment of his death, perhaps will help you one day understand. You have always reminded me of Rufin, even before I knew he was your father. Your passion for discipline equals his own, and may even exceed it. Father, did you know what fate awaited you in this realm? Did you see all this? Did the stars merely pave the way for me? If they did, then I shall not allow anyone to stand in your way. You are right, good man. And so shall I allow this breach of etiquette. But if you fail to address Lady Leveva poorly again, I'll have you spit-shining the privy back at Durandare Manor. I'll even be Janquinard. Without Quimperane here, I would have been tied up and shipped back to the old world moons ago. The stars have him here with me. He is not going anywhere. And neither am I. I am done with symposiums. That is not what my father wanted. He came here not to speak of astrology. He came here to use it. And that is what I shall do. There are so many convictors who can believe from these, or benefit from these magics. And what better way to convince people of your greatness than by ensuring they remain alive long enough to sing your praises. Awesome. So, Jane, will you tell me of my father? Or Jan? I would be delighted, my lady, unless that is, you mean now, as I have a prior engagement with a pair of lovely baronesses from House Dazamel, and I would not wish to keep them waiting. Yeah, I can tell you about your dead father, but first, sex. Right, so speak with Janquinard. Go back to the pillars. But we need to teleport to Foundation. Let's go. Right. So, A for that. Venium. Cool. So to think my old friend Rufin may have seen what grim fate awaited him in Ishgard, but chose to come anyway, knowing that it would inspire both me and his daughter. God, sometimes these celestial machinations are simply too grand in scope to grasp. However, if it is as we believe, then we must, as Quimperine so bluntly stated, make sure that naught disrupt us on our path to that fate. Perhaps it is time I reveal to you a more powerful form of Malefic, so that you might be better prepared for the trials that are to follow. Ah, that furrow upon your brow suggests that you have used the spell earlier in your training. In retrospect, I would be inclined to agree. Har 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 har. So that's complete. Ooh-ah. Oh, that's it. So that's a nice expansion to the story. So anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me and goodbye from Mithrie.